You're only enslaved if you can't control your mind. And if you can't free your mind, then you're a slave to this realm.
I'm gonna be able to teach people that, and then I'm gonna be able to pull the few people out of this realm of slavery, you get what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to get to. I wanna reach that self-enlightenment or that amount of power to where I can save the whole human race and move forward.
Why does evil exist in this universe? Why does suffering exist? And what are we supposed to do about it? In this video, we are exploring the answers to these questions by reflecting upon X's characterization of this universe as a realm of slavery that can be transcended through spiritual practice.
Worry on freeing your mind from this realm. When you can free your mind from this realm, everything is but a thought.
Now, you may have noticed that X's perspective sounds very similar to Buddhism, but when we are discussing the nature and the origins of evil, I find that the philosophy of Gnosticism provides answers that, to me, make a lot more sense. And I've also noticed that X's philosophy shares a lot of similarities with the Gnostic ideology as well. And in order to demonstrate this, I will briefly describe the Gnostic perspective. The concept of liberation through spiritual knowledge is central to Gnosticism as well. And one of the main ideas is that there is an ultimate loving God, but there is a twist, and that involves the belief that this particular universe was actually created by a lower God as opposed to by the ultimate God. The idea is that the ultimate reality from which we came is actually heaven and is composed of pure light and pure spiritual essence, but that this particular universe was created as a result of a cosmic accident by which a lower God was able to rebel from heaven and create this material universe. And this brings us right into the discussion of the nature and the origins of evil, because in Gnosticism, one of the main ideas is that matter is the root of all evil, or in other words, the existence of a physical, three-dimensional, material universe is the precondition for evil. Gnostics believe that our true origins are in a spiritual reality made of light, where the concept of evil cannot even exist, because everything that we regard as evil, or painful, or sinful can be traced directly back to the existence of a material dimension as opposed to a spiritual dimension. In a spiritual reality that is composed of pure light, there are no separate objects, and so there is no theft, and there is no greed. In a spiritual reality, there are no physical bodies, so there is no death, there is no blood, there is no war, and there is no hunger. In a spiritual reality, there is no pain because there are no nervous systems, and so there is no suffering. All of these expressions of evil are only possible in a material universe. Now, I admit that this does sound fairly negative, But there is also a lot of positivity in Gnosticism, because another core belief is that we are divine spiritual beings, and that you actually came from heaven, and that your true essence is the divine light of heaven. And the idea is that by identifying this divine light within ourselves, and by acknowledging this light within others, we are able to free ourselves from this universe, and we are able to free this universe from the constraints of the material essence from which it is composed. Just like they say in Buddhism, this material universe is an illusion. You are a divine spirit having a temporary embodied experience. You are not your body, and you are not a human being. You are a god. And anyway, again, I want to acknowledge that while the Gnostic philosophy does sound somewhat negative, I actually interpret it in a very positive way. The cosmological perspective that makes a lot of sense to me is one that is referred to as optimistic Gnosticism, and this involves interpreting the core Gnostic beliefs in the most positive way possible. So, I think that we are currently witnessing the process of cosmic liberation, where the fallen material universe is currently being liberated by the ultimate loving God. And I firmly believe that the light has already won. And with that said, I also want to acknowledge that while it may sound as though the Gnostic perspective encourages resentment towards the material nature of this reality, or that it encourages resentment of the Demiurge, which is the Gnostic name for the creator of the material reality, I actually believe that the best path forward involves the liberation of this universe through the forces of forgiveness, love, and spiritual awareness. And anyway, at this point, I absolutely need to recommend The Secret Book of John, which is a Gnostic gospel that was banned from the Christian Bible. While it is a fairly short text, The Secret Book of John has completely transformed the way that I am able to perceive society, the world, and the universe as a whole. And anyway, it would be greatly appreciated if you could drop a like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you'd like to hear more about the origin of evil or the nature of spiritual warfare, then check out this other video called Religion is Slavery, where I break down another quote from XXXTENTACION. And anyway, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Thank you again. Have a good one. Peace.